All right, this is Clint Andrew recording live in Winnipeg at the NAIG 2002 Games, North American Indigenous Games, that is. And sitting here with Dave Terry, my traveling companion, who made his world debut comedian or stand-up comedy show. How was it?
Woo! Let's hear it for Winnipeg,
Yeah.
2002. It was awesome. It was so great. I'm still kind of pumped right now. Feeling a little tired because it's just a real big party atmosphere, but it was just awesome. Yeah. I can't believe I finally did it. It's been something I've always wanted to do. I can go to a party, go to a gathering and have fun, tell jokes and stuff, but a lot of this stuff it had to be my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had to be creative and it's a first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it when you they introduced you, and then you walked out there, then you see like 1,000 people or whatever, was it like 1,200 people or something? There's lots of people. How was it?
At least 1,200 people. I was telling you earlier that I was behind, there's the stage and the big curtain in the back. I was standing behind the curtain, breathing and, doing my little, but it was a little bit down to the, what do you call it, the swamp? No. Oh, it was exhilarating. I couldn't believe it. I walked out on that stage and I said, I'm going to do this. This is something I really want to do, and I'm going to do it. I committed before I left home. And I told a lot of close friends and family that I'm going to really do this. I'm going to go out and just give it my best. Like, bring it.
Yeah.
And I was kind of in shock that I was finally doing it. And, there's people from home in the audience. There's people from home behind the stage and, a lot of good support there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really thankful to Teresa, Don, and his crew. And for you to coming, it was a good experience to just drive across Canada. I've never done it before. Yeah. So I'm doing one, little things here and there, and it's just awesome. It feels so good.
So, are you hooked now on the whole stand-up comedy scene, or the whole performance-wise and stuff like that?
Define hooked. Oh well. I'll do it again. Oh yeah, I'm really excited. I've talked to Don and Teresa a few times in the last at least couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And they've threw a few good opportunities my way, and this was one of them. And I'd like to talk to Don more about it, but he's encouraging me to not make this my only show.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, let's do it. You can do it. Teresa and Don are the ones that really encouraged me, and a few friends back home, like, you should get into comedy, Dave. You should. I never told anybody at home. I just told a really close, my close circle that I was going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was fear, commitment, and, taking that step and all that kind of stuff. But, the funny thing is, I kept this a secret, but a lot of these people were telling me I should get into doing something like this. And it was so exciting. I really wanted to tell them, but I was at the same time being careful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It feels awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the furthest you've been across Canada is Calgary, Alberta. So, what do you think of Saskatchewan and Manitoba?
I love BC.
Yeah.
I've traveled the world. I've gone to Florida, Hawaii, San Francisco, Mexico, et cetera, and every time I leave, I look for something just totally out of this world, beautiful, awesome, and fun. But every time I return home, that's where I find it.
Yeah.
Isn't that odd?
Yeah.
You leave home looking for something big and wonderful, and I was disappointed a lot of times. And when I got home, I'm like, wow, we have something really beautiful.
Yeah.
With that, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, it was really nice to drive across and, seeing all the Indians and all those Shamats leaving Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've only driven far as Edmonton and Calgary, but I've flown to Toronto when we went out to see George when he won those awards,
Yeah.
the Canadian Aboriginal Music Awards. Yeah, that was awesome. That time we went into Toronto, it was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, we've been here for 2 days and we've been busy the whole time we've been here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome to see all those athletes, just the
Someday.
energy in Winnipeg. Yes, someday. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been hanging out with Don Burnstick all day today. We've been helping him promote doing radio, doing TV, and going here, even going to a big bingo. So, what's your yeah? We went snagging at the bingo, and what's your feelings about the whole behind the scenes of a comedy day, the big show, like in the evening and during the day you gotta do everything. Uh, what's your view on all that?
Overall, I'm totally impressed with NAIG. Everywhere we go, we hear about NAIG 2002. And with Don's show, only it's been 2 weeks, he said, that he decided to put his own show on.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was a great success. And you look at all the work they've put into it.
Yeah.
They've got VIP cards. They've got these little announcement cards, posters, like the radio.
Yeah.
Today I heard Don say, we don't really need a TV.
Yeah.
There was a lot of confidence behind his statement. And, the driving everywhere, the work he put into just making it the best show.
Yeah.
It was amazing jumping into the limo and getting out of the limo. And there's,
Yeah.
50 people in line, and then somebody yells out, "Hey, Dave!
Yeah.
Dave Terry!" I'm like, oh my God, somebody knows who I am. Oh my God. And they're like waving and jumping, and I was like, what a feeling, man. It was,
and people taking pictures.
yeah. Don put a lot of work into the Century, so
Mm-hmm.
good teamwork. They have a good crew behind them. And going to the bingos and all the places that he went to promote this show.
Yeah.
And, it's only one step, because after this show, he's got all these other steps, but he's made all these connections and networking, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I did this with George quite a bit when he was first starting out, and, I've got that feeling, and I've always had that feeling, but, to do it with a comedian, it's totally different again, because it's something that I love.
Yeah.
But I love George's music. I
Mhm.
didn't mean to make it sound like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But his is music and mine is comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can sing too. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that work. I'm just totally amazed at the outcome. It's all the people had fun. Natives, Ukhomyuk, everywhere.
Yeah.
And they were just laughing. The energy in that
It was big.
it was, I was saying earlier, you can go into a place and it could be packed and everybody will just go, just the golf clap. But tonight, everybody was howling, laughing, and
Knee
screaming. Yeah, it was excellent.
I know. Yeah.
And I was watching you bombing around there doing your thing, and it was
Yeah.
cool. The energy was just, everybody was doing their part. We went there to make people laugh. They came with their energy and their enthusiasm, and, you did your part, and all the people that were doing, their little part.
Yeah, well, I'll explain my little part. I got hired on for the camera crew. Don Burnstick, actually, he filmed this whole concert or performance tonight for a video and a CD release. Yes, and the camera crew hired me on to be a camera hand, and I was running around with the cables and everything. It's good, man. It was interesting to see that whole side of a comedy show. It's like it's just like I ripped around. We go to the front, we go to the back, and just to see the whole show, like from a side stage and to go in the back and just go here, there, and the guy was everywhere, man. He was getting all the angles, so it was pretty cool, man. It's interesting. And plus, through the whole thing, you feel the energy all over it. Like we go backstage, feel backstage energy, then we go to the back and feel the whole crowd, and just they were loud, eh? Yeah.
I was really getting nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. I wrote a bunch of notes, and I never really used them. I packed them today, and I wrote notes like in the last maybe week or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I really wanted to try. I used some of it off the top of my head, but I tried to read it and I couldn't. I just kind of got flustered.
Yeah.
But You know, when you asked me, so did Don give you any pointers? Like, I wanted to ask him today. I really did. I was like, Don, like I was pointing with my lips, get over here, come on, get over here, I want to talk to you. But you know, I was like, oh God, I knew I should have asked him. It was kind of pressure on top of pressure. I was creating it though, in my own mind, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have fun. And then Don said, just get out there and hoot and holler if you have to. That's all you're gonna do. Just it. In other words, he was saying, just pump them up and get them going, and we're gonna have lots of fun. Come on, Dave, let's go. And we did. Oh, I was. Pardon me, when I talked to him a few weeks ago about doing something like this, he said, you know, Dave, you have a good angle to come in on. You used to be a chief. I was like, yeah, and I got some stories. Yeah. And I was like, oh, God, I'm going to pay for these jokes after it's all done. Yeah. And I heard that, you know, there was more Shtlatlimch in the audience than I seen, so I was, like, pretty pleased. Oh, yeah. It's like, holy man, this is going to make it back home.
Yeah. Word's going to spread, especially because this is going to go on air, too. Oh, yeah, I'm going to air this on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, yeah. When did you start to officially decide to do this show? Like, when was the, like, how many days ago or weeks ago, or?
I talked with, actually, I did a show with Teresa actually in May 17th. I was booked to MC a do in Vancouver at the Vancouver Museum of Anthropology.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I didn't like the week before that, Don and Teresa hooked up. And I'm really close to Teresa. She's like, we've adopted each other as brother and sister.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
And we're really close.
Yeah.
And from there, she goes, oh, what are you going to do now, Dave? I just ripped to Vancouver to do the gig, and I was going to head home. And she's like, no, you got to come to dinner with us. Come on. I was like, I don't know. And she twisted my arm. I said, yeah, okay. And who shows up? Couple of her friends and Don Burnstick. Yeah. She said her boyfriend, you can meet my boyfriend. And Don Burnstick was like, holy shit, right on. And we howled all night, you know, just one-liners. Don would do one, I do one, and, you know, the whole table. It was just excellent. And from there, Don, you know, he talked to, like, Teresa told me that night, Dave, you should get into stand-up too or something. And I was like, yeah, I've thought of it. I've always wanted to do it. And then I guess they came back to Winnipeg. And she talked to him, and Don talked to her and said, you know, ask Dave if he'll open up for me in Winnipeg. And so she did. I was like, no way, because 3 of my friends said I should do something like this. Yeah. And then she said it, and it's like, you know, it was like meant to be. It was messages and one on top of the other. And then at that gig on May 17th, I went and sang. I sang an honor song. And she really liked my singing, and she told Don, and Don told her, you know what, Dave, or Teresa, tell Dave to buy a tuxedo so he could sing at our wedding. I was like, oh, holy shit! You know, just one on top of the other. It was feeling so good, so right. Yeah. And then I was invited to do this. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And she goes, well, we're gonna be in Victoria next weekend, so why don't you meet us? So I ripped out 7 o'clock in the morning. I jumped on the ferry, and I was coming back at 1 o'clock. That's like $100 right there. Yeah. It's like, holy crap! I can't believe I'm doing this. But in my heart, I really felt that I needed to get over to Victoria, talk about this, and I decided I was going to do it. But Don said that I needed to phone and confirm him, but I didn't hear him. I thought that I confirmed already. Yeah. And they did the posters and everything, and Don said, Dave, where the heck you been? You're supposed to get back to me, man. You know, just kind of giving it to me. And I said, well, I thought I confirmed in Victoria. And he goes, no. Your name could have been on those posters, man. Yeah. So I could have dragged in a bunch of Shtlatlimch to that show if I had my name on that show. Yeah.
Because there's a whole BC team here. How many are athletes?
For BC, we have over 500. 569 or something. But I heard it was like over 600 now. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Any athletes from Wallowwood?
Woohoo! Let's hear it for Pat, Alec, Cody, Tom. We've also got some golfers, David Adolph,
Oh, really?
Vera or Verna Adolph, and I think Diana Adolph.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Winnipeg?
Yeah, they competed in golf.
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're done though. Yeah.
So they must have went back already?
I'm not sure. They could be checking it out yet, just
Yeah.
like we were,
Yeah.
or we are. No.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much happening. It's hard to leave when there's this much natives in town.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right. Doing a little interview here. His after show. Hey, Don Burnstick, how you doing? Say hi.
How you doing, boy? I'm doing gooder. I'm still buzzing a little bit from the show.
Oh, yeah.
Quite the rush.
Yeah. It was a good show, eh?
Oh, unbelievable. Best. I can honestly say it's one of the best shows I've ever done.
Cool.
I've ever been a part of. It just everything worked out well. It was just the opening acts were phenomenal, and it just set the stage for me. See, and a headliner, the crowd was ready. And what happened is that the opening acts, it's key to have a good opening.
Yeah.
Right? And I had 3 good ones back to back to back. And,
It was good.
and they basically set the table for me.
Set the tone.
They set the tone. They were my foreplay.
And it was my first time.
Pop your cherry, buddy.
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. You did really well. Your cheap jokes just blew 'em away. I once sat into the one section of the booth, and I'm watching the crowd when you're up there, and I'm looking at all the chiefs, and they were just killing themselves laughing.
Really?
It's like that.
That's your avenue.
Yeah, right there. Because everybody has a little niche, right? You know,
Yeah.
like your thing is being a chief, and all the funny things about that. You know,
From your young perspective.
yeah. Like you can go to if and talk about the chief's dynamics and all the
Yeah.
politics and backstabbing and everything. You can do lots with that, man.
Oh,
It's a great angle, You know, and with Derek and his Redskin Austin Powers, like he killed him.
Yeah.
He killed him with that. That was so fun. The only thing he didn't do was the 3 movies:
Yeah. I was
The
waiting for that. Yeah.
Intertribal Man of Mystery, and The Spy Who Snagged,
Snagged Me.
and Gold Dabber.
Gold dabber. Yeah.
And when he teased you, that was so.
Yeah.
Oh.
People knew me as the margarine girl later.
You were the margarine girl.
Your Dawn, no, they said it was Dawn's margarine girl.
I was gonna tease Dave, right? My lovely assistant, Dave. I was saying, you come walking out there. Okay, there goes the joke. It was so funny.
Well, this is funny. Is it me?
I was gonna tease. So I wanted him to come out here, eh? And my lovely assistant, whoa, I was gonna like tease him. And then you come out, and I'm like, okay, there's no joke there, I guess. You know?
Think of something quick.
Yeah, I was like, okay, come on, let's come up with something. But you know, it was just I've done hundreds of shows. And that one ranks right up there, man.
Yeah, it was pumping.
It was a magical night.
Yeah.
And the part that really blew me away was the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was so into it.
Totally, man.
You know, like I did almost a 2-hour show. That's how long my show was. Hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't even have sex that long.
Hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, there we go.
So we want to clarify that, okay? But it was I don't know. For me, I'm still buzzing from it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's talking about it. You know, it was just a phenomenal night. It was a really good night.
That was cool too that you used George's music. It sets a really nice tone
Yeah.
too. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
The
beautiful.
crowd was so loud I could barely hear it.
Yeah.
And Robert had it
Yeah.
cranked right up, eh? Robert had cranked
Yeah.
right up. And the crowd was so loud I could barely hear it. You know.
And this was recorded on video. It's going to be a video release.
Yeah, it's gonna be a video release, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take bits of all of it. I'm
Oh,
gonna take segments of yours. I'm gonna take segments of Doc's.
Oh, yeah.
Take segments of Derek's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make 1 full hour, just Aboriginal comedy.
But it was more than just the video. It was also the documentary
Yeah.
of Don Burnstick.
What it is that
Oh, okay,
there's
yeah.
a documentary. They're doing Prairie Dog got a grant from Telefilm to do a documentary. I mean, they've been following me around for 2 weeks now. And kind of the peak and the culmination of this whole thing is the Indigenous Games, you know, and having me perform at Indigenous Games. Because of politics, I wasn't at the main stage over here. which was you seen the venue, you seen the crowd,
Yeah.
you know, so we decided to do the concert here. When I decided that I was going to pull out of Indigenous Games because of
Yeah.
all the politics.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so what I did is I called the radio station and I said, let's do this. And let's do this concert. And that was it. That's all it took. We did a massive PR sweep, which was unbelievable. Even the guy,
Great job.
even the guy in the radio station said that's the best PR we've ever seen.
Yeah?
Yeah, the guy, what's his name there?
Wildman?
No,
No.
his boss, David McLeod.
And you didn't even need a committee for that. It was just
No committee. We just delegated people who believed in the vision.
Yeah.
People who, and everyone that was there were people who just believed in the vision and really said, let's do this. And the good thing for me is that, the highlight for me is knowing people walked out of there with their spirits lifted.
Yeah.
And they really had a good time.
There was a lot of tears of laughter there.
Tears of laughter, and
Yes, yeah.
because there's such a high stressful time for all the athletes, parents, and all this kind of stuff, and just to go there and just to really heal the people with laughter. That was a real highlight for me. Knowing that, Dave, Doc, and Derek and myself, we went on stage and we just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
We just gave it to them,
Yeah.
And there was a big shift in energy. And when that place, when I walked out there, it was just so electrifying. You feel that?
Yeah.
And it's just holy. You walk out there and there's just a massive amount of people, and you're like, holy shit. It's very
Yeah.
overwhelming. I couldn't even look at the front row. The front people in the VIPs, I couldn't look at them. I was just so blown away by everything around,
Plus, is the way the theater is set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot straight up.
It's just like a wall of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
All the
you know.
eyes looking. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was phenomenal. And my vision is to take this show on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And just call it the Kings of Comedy or Good Medicine Through Laughter Tour or something like that. Yeah, like something really jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
And just go around and do that. But it takes dollars, it takes a lot of PR, it takes a sponsor. And APTNs, they're good, but they're not, they're still very, their thinking is very narrow still.
Mm-hmm.
They can't see the big picture, so to look at them and to do something like this, it's not realistic,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm doing. My vision is to get well known enough, get so big that CBC, CTV, or somebody will come and say, we want to do this. And I'll go, oh, you want to do this? Okay, I got an idea. Let's do this tour. Let's not just do me. Let's bring along some other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's bring along some. And see, my goal as an entertainer, as a headliner,
Yeah.
what I want to do, like with Dave, he wants to get into this thing full time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to open up for him. I don't want him to open up for me. One day, as kind of showing the ropes as far as comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to open up for him. I want him to be better than me. That's my goal. I want Derek to be better than me. I want Doc to be better than me. You're gonna get on stage and you're gonna do it, and do it go for it, And my mentor told me that, Winston Watney.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I've been doing this for a long time, and I finally seen somebody who's better than me. And he said, take the torch and run with it. Take it to a new level. And he did. He did that to me about 4 years ago. I almost cried.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I support you. I love you. I believe in you. Go. And that was it. And knowing that I have my mentor in my corner, that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
That ending with the count, that blew me away. I wasn't expecting that. I almost started crying.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they got the shot of me I was watering up. I was getting kind of misty
I
there.
missed
Yeah.
that.
What he's explaining is he was crowned the King of Comedy.
In Canada.
The king of Aboriginal comedy.
King of Aboriginal
That was
comedy.
me. And I'm sober. But there's just, and tonight I did some really spontaneous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did some real different things out there.
Yeah.
Which was like, people are like, and they get shocked, and then they laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when you really hit them. When you shock them, then you laugh. Like when you said, yeah, my new car, and they just and they just started laughing.
Because it's real.
Those are the best jokes, when you just shock them, and they're like, and then they start laughing. Those are the best ones. When you go to a white comedy show,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see people going, and then they'll applaud it at a joke. White people will do that. You rarely see Indians do that. Because Indians are so wrapped up in their stomach and their head to laugh. They're just like, and white people at a white concert, you go, that was really funny. But Indian concert, when they laugh, it's so deep that they curl up into a ball, and they're, many people tonight were wiping their eyes.
Yeah.
They were wiping their eyes because they cried so much, and they were just laughing.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the film crew that we got, documented all this.
Yeah.
So when we do the hour-and-a-half video, they're going to see all this. They're going to see people laughing so hard they're crying. You're going to see kids there, elders. They're going to see celebrities there. There's a lot of native celebrities that were there. So it was really, really exciting night.
Yeah.
It was good. So.
Yeah, the camera guy I was following around, he got a lot of good shots because he was always in the audience.
Yeah.
Like when we're on the side, he'd do the right there, then he'd go in the back, and it was pretty cool. Yeah. So what have you learned from all this experience today?
It reaffirms some things. As an entertainer, you're always criticizing yourself. You're always your hardest critic.
Yeah.
And it reaffirmed how well known I am. Not so much how well known I am, but how funny I am.
Mm-hmm.
How I really worked on the craft of being a comedian. And I just didn't want to become a comedian. I wanted to be really good at it. And whenever I did anything in my life, I was always told, do it really, really well. And it reaffirmed that I'm good at what I do. And I'm not blowing my own horn, based on what happened in Stand Innovation and everything else. It just reaffirmed it. Yeah, that's reaffirmed. So it was nice, because sometimes I go and I do a show and then I leave the community.
Yeah.
I go in, I do it, and I leave. So I don't really stick around and really, meet with the people and hang with them, be with them after a while.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Well, you have a lot to offer. That's what I've seen. You're going mainstream right now, and a lot of people are seeing that, or they're feeling it anyhow. And you've always got new material, and that's bringing you into the mainstream.
Yeah. And what I really feel is that I've achieved a certain amount of success with our people.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm ready to go into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I feel I have all my people behind me, and they're going, go, represent us, do us well.
Yeah.
We believe in you, go. And I'm like, okay. Like I've done my footwork.
Mm-hmm.
I've traveled on reserve roads. I rode in little boats, small planes into our communities. I've done my grassroots, work, and I've really put the miles and the time into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really know the craft well. I know my roots, my feet are firmly planted with my people.
Yeah.
So it's now to go in a different direction, and that's what I'm going to do.
Cool.
Yeah. So I won't be doing native communities that much anymore, but I still will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still will. I'll always do for our people. I just, because of the angle and the direction I'm going with it, I might not do it that much anymore.
It's kind of like we're all going with you.
Yes.
We're all
I'm
going
taking everybody, man. It's like Indian car going to bingo.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming,
Yeah.
And I really believe in talent, because there's a lot of talented people out there, Aboriginal artists, but there's only a few of them that have it, that have the drive, that have that light, that magic,
Mm-hmm.
that I said, regardless of what happens, I'm going to see this through. There's a lot of people who have, I'm going to do this, and then they'll fizz out, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few people that have that light that say, yes, I want to do this. I'm going to do this, regardless of what it takes. And for me, like, I was doing comedy shows for nothing. I was doing comedy shows for $100, $200. I'm going, hey, I got $200 for doing this? Wow! You guys had fun. And now what's happened is that becoming a headliner and headlining major shows, it's pretty phenomenal. But what in the end, what it is, I'm the same guy I was getting $100 a show,
Mm-hmm.
as I am now.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed. I'm the same guy,
Yeah.
And that's nice. Like Derek told me something that was really nice tonight. He said, "You do all this, and it's not ego driven. Like you really do it.
Mm-hmm.
You really do this." And tonight, I got stressed out about the production, because when I'm producing my own show, I always worry about,
Yeah.
But when after Dave went on and Doc went on, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Watching the crowd, and then Derek went up and did his set, and I've seen Derek show lots, but he did some new stuff tonight. It was really, really funny, and So just like I said, it just set the table. And all I have to do is, I just have to go up on stage and go, boom, they would have laughed. You know, just because the energy was there and they were all set, right? You know, but fortunately I didn't have to do that. You know?
Yeah.
So that's basically it. It was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just glad my friends were here to share it with me.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys were there when I pulled up in the limo. Were you there?
No.
I told the driver, I rented a limo for my cousins. Anyway, he opened the sunroof and I went up and I had a couple comp videos in. And all the people were there and I went, who wants a video? Everybody started waving, hey, it's Don Burnstick, and everybody's getting all excited. I said, who wants a video? And they just rushed.
It was actually kind of dangerous.
It was-
People were getting hurt.
People were getting hurt. They were crushed against the car. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
and that's when I went, whoa. You know, because like, I'm like, okay, who wants, when I go to other places, who wants a video? A couple people say, okay, me. But what happened is that they just rushed the limo, and these ladies are just, they're all pressed up on it. You know, it was pretty scary. You know, and that's when I went, whoa, this thing is really big. And there's a big excitement that was there, you know. It was very, very, it was fun. It was a really
Amazing energy. Oh.
and the crowd reaction.
Huge.
I just couldn't believe that. Just the scream and the roar. Like it was a nice venue. Like the sound effects and the acoustics were good, but the roar, the laughter. I've never heard anything like it before. And I've done shows for 30,000, 40,000 people at one time. Never had a roar like that.
Yeah.
The roar tonight was just. It was a real good roar. So it was and I'm just like I said, I'm still buzzing. I'm still shaking and buzzing and still a little bit high from that because it was such an unbelievable experience for me, you know. And the good thing is that we got that down on tape.
Yeah.
We got that recorded, the magic, because and everybody says that. My sweetheart says that it was a magical night, and it truly was, and we caught it.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna produce out of there is gonna be a gem.
Mm-hmm.
That video we produced, it's gonna be a gem.
It's going to open doors for
Everybody.
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 Yeah.
Everybody's going to reap from that.
I'm gonna produce this video, and it's gonna be just indigenous humor.
Yeah.
You know, and these are the best Aboriginal comedians in the country. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, because everybody wants to be a comedian now. I remember watching APTN and they had this comedy night at the Yale. You know.
Oh yeah, in Vancouver.
In Vancouver, and I'm watching these people, and they're up there trying to do comedy. And I'm like, what is this? What are they doing? And they just and I could see what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But it was you got to have good material. Know your audience, and have good material, and stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good angle. Like Doc has his angle, and he's still looking for an angle, but he has a pretty good angle about Van Council. His angle was used to be a chief. Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's his voices and his puppets, so everybody's got an angle.
Yeah.
I know what my angle is. What is my angle?
The Redskin.
Redskin. That's what starts me. You might be a Redskin.
Yeah.
Being Indian, that's yours.
Being Indian.
That's
Oh,
your
there's one
angle.
Redskin joke I was going to tell tonight, but I didn't.
Which one?
If you and your mom are pregnant at the same time, you might be a Redskin. If you and your mom and your grandma are pregnant at the same time, you definitely are Ojibwe. But that was going too far. There's some Redskins that people tell me I won't do it.
Oh yeah.
And if you're a 14-year-old smokes in front of her kids, you might be a Redskin. I won't do that one. But somebody came up and told me that one, and I just started laughing. But and that's what humor is just it's a twist of reality.
Yeah.
That one is not too far from reality though. It's kind of a really sad reality of our people.
Mm-hmm.
15, 14-year-old girls getting pregnant, and I'm not gonna make fun of that. I don't make fun of diabetes. I don't degrade women. I tease them, but there's a fine line between teasing and degrading.
Yeah.
So that whole reverse bum, that's getting pretty close to the line, eh?
Yeah.
You're flat in the back and round in front.
Yeah.
That's a reverse bum. So.
And then when you say to them, you know who you are.
Yeah, and I always give it to the audience, And I've had so many people say, the biggest compliment to me is after they get over one laugh, they're just like recovered from one laugh, or they're still laughing, and then here comes another one.
Yeah.
So my humor is very rapid fire, and I'm a pretty low key guy, kind of, pretty soft spoken, low key guy. But when I get on stage, it's just like another part. I get so animated, my voice, my movement.
Yeah.
And I turn into a little boy tonight. I was just all over the stage, and I get really animated, and that's what helped me become a comedian was that whole I Am Alcohol, the show I do.
Yeah.
That helped me become a comedian. It gave me a sense of timing, a sense of being in front of people. It gave me a sense of committing to a character, like really committing to it. Not just getting up there and talking about something, but feeling it, experiencing it, showing it in your face, showing it in your movements, So what I do is, like, when I'm turning into the old man or a teenage girl or a little boy, I just totally immerse myself into the character, so I become it, When I'm a teenager, whatever. I'm not a trained actor. I never went to acting school, Been to bingo a couple of times, but
Poker face.
and poker face. Yeah. And all in all, it was just a great night.
Yeah.
Yep. So thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Did you record that show?
What's that?
Did you
no,
record?
I didn't get a chance to.
Man,
But,
it's his fault. You guys could have been listening to it.
yeah.
But like I said, I've done hundreds of shows, and this one was about the best one. It was just.
Yeah, I was thinking of talking to NCI there, that one guy. He
Dave.
recorded it.
Dave,
Yeah.
that's theirs. That's part of the agreement, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to run parts of it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to listen to the radio tomorrow. In the morning, we'll put it on. Because the Métis Rose is there. They're all going to be talking about it. Yeah, we're at the Don Burnstick show, and it was just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's
Okay.
all I got to say about that.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for this.
You want to ask her anything? Ask her.
So when did you start doing the promotion side and the whole put together and all that?
Of
The show. Like all day today, all of us been. Woof, woof, woof.
this has been really quick. I think we only decided to put this together about 3 weeks ago.
This is her first show she's produced.
Oh, okay.
You
you.
did a great job, eh?
Very good job.
With
Thanks. With him, because
But she's produced tons of shows.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for other stuff, for museums and so on. Yeah, so about 3 weeks, I guess. So we've been just going like mad the last 3 weeks. And we've been on the road doing it, so it's been even like a double whammer, but it was just meant to be. So that's where the magical part comes in. And plus, one thing is we just had phenomenal help, like Don was saying, people who really believe in the vision, and like yourself and Dave and Sylvia and Bob and Annie and all those people, all my friends that just all came together. And we worked really hard of, passing out the flyers and doing all the promo, and yeah. But I am a strong believer in what's meant to be will be, and this was to be.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What's that?
Good night.
Good night. It's late. Yeah, we're up here late. So thank you all for this, and it's Clint Andrews signing off, recording live in Winnipeg at the 2002 North American Indigenous Games. I always want to say Native Aboriginal. Good night.